Well, hello there, folks. Welcome to this video, which is all about how can you, as a trainer, presenter, coach, facilitator, mentor, whatever you would love to call yourself, handle the class clown or the workshop clown or the person that may be a little bit overt with the amount of jokes that they may be saying, or they may be the person down the back of the room that is consistently interrupting your program and trying to make funny comments, so to speak, right? Now, in this video, I want to sort of touch on two things. One is the mindset side of things, and two is the tactics. How do you handle, how do you respond when you have this kind of person in your training room, right? And what I want to share with you is that, first of all, the mindset side of things, it is a real balancing act because ultimately what you're trying to do is create optimal performance for your learners, for the people in your workshop, but also create an ounce of a little bit of fun and enjoyment. Now, what I mean by that is if you've got a learner that's in your room that's looking to crack jokes and have fun and all that, if you are overtly slamming that person down and saying, being very direct with them and not appreciating their jokes, what you can find is that you're going to get A, that person offside, but also B, you're going to get the rest of the room offside as well. So how you handle a class clown is critically important, and you have to do it very, very subtly, and you have to do it very, very, how do I put this? Ninja-like, right? So, as I said, mindset wise, first thing you want to think about is essentially you want to be putting across the idea of, are you done yet? Are you finished yet? Are you done yet? And ultimately, you need to be setting the air or the expectation that you really want high performance from your crew, from your audience, right? And ultimately, fun and laughter, absolutely, there's going to be a time and place for it. But here's the trick, folks. You have to wait till you've established a high level of productivity in the room before you will accept it and allow it. So let's go into a couple of examples of what I mean by this. So many, many years ago, when I was once delivering training in a state in Australia, I had a situation where within the first 5 minutes, I had about 30 people in the room. I had a gentleman, so I was starting the situation, starting the workshop, and within about 3 minutes, there was someone that knocked on the door. And one of the students, the class clown, got up, answered the door, and he said, "You can't come in. You can't come in. We are cooking an XYZ drug, right? We are preparing drugs, right?" And then he closed the door. And in that moment, everybody in the room laughed and laughed rather loudly. All right. That was a rather funny joke. It was very unexpected. And internally, I was trying not to laugh myself as well. Right. It was just a very out of the box comment and made me laugh quite a bit. But here's the thing, folks. If in that moment I had reacted and I had laughed and I had said with everybody else, "Oh, that's so funny." I actually would have lost the respect. I would have lost the productivity in the room. So instead, I held the space. I held the space. I didn't react. And we just got on with the show. Okay. Now, here's the thing. If I had reacted, I would have lost the respect, as I said, and it would have set an unprofessional tone for the rest of the experience. It also would have set a tone like other people can make jokes. I'm going to react and it's just going to be fun, fun, fun. Instead, I held the space. So now let's unpack this a little bit more, right? So what you want to be thinking about is if people are throwing jokes at you in the beginning, you want to be setting the tone of high productivity. Now, also in the first 5-10 minutes, you also want to be setting your ground rules, of course. And within the ground rules, you want to be saying things like one person speaks at a time, phones on quiet, keep jokes respectful, let's show respect to all members in the audience. Let's participate fully. Let's have a get it done attitude. And let's set the ground rules so that people know that ultimately you are there to create a world-class learning environment. A world-class learning environment and ground rules that will reflect that and reflect that behavior. Now, next thing is that you need to calibrate when enough productivity and high performance has been established. And once you've established that in your own mind and in the group there, here's the thing. Ultimately, there will come a point where you do want to relax a little bit and roll with some of the jokes. What I mean by that is you don't want to shut down the jokes too much, because then you become like the bad guy or the unfun trainer. So if there are jokes that are occasionally funny or that are funny, later on, maybe on day one in the afternoon, if the jokes are still coming and they are funny, I invite you to laugh. It's totally fine. But you want to make sure there's high productivity before you start to laugh. Now, however, if you are in a crucial moment where you are teaching some phenomenal content and you are consistently getting some jokes thrown at you, you may need to throw it back to the class clown, and you may need to say to them, we can certainly make jokes, or we can get this task done and we can get a really great amount of great value from the content that we're going through, and we can really learn a lot. Bill, what would you love to do right now? Would you love to crack some more jokes, or would you love to get it done so that you don't have homework tonight? What would you love to do there, Bill? Now, I know it's being rather direct. However, you may need to be that direct if the jokes keep coming and coming and coming, and you're finding that 2 or 3 people, or even particularly just one person, is sabotaging what you're doing in the moment there, right? Now, I bring this up because you do want to reset the tone. If you're teaching some life-changing content and you're getting the class clown throwing things at you, you may need to just reset the room and say, now is time for everybody to really receive content, receive some massive value, and we just want to set aside fun for another time, or in about 5 or 10 minutes we'll have some fun, but right now it's life transforming content. Okay, so let's reflect, let's recap. What have we looked at here, folks? You definitely want to have the mindset of balancing fun and productivity, and setting the tone early on that you're looking for high performance. Then when you're comfortable that there's been high performance, you can relax into the fun mode, so to speak. Once there is enough rapport set in the room and there is enough high levels of engagement, and people know that you're not going to tolerate stuff, so to speak, right? It's all about how much you react and not react. And the more you react, the more they're going to throw at you, right? Just like hecklers, if you don't react, they're going to stop throwing things at you, right? So you do want to get to a place where you can balance that out. And then tactics-wise, you want to have the ground rules set well. And you also want to pick and choose what are you going to react to and how are you going to integrate things into your session as well. So maybe someone throws a great joke out at you, and if you can, weave that into what you're actually teaching as well. All right? Now, it's very hard to do this and share this without particular context. However, let me just give you one quick example. The other day, I was running a workshop and I was up delivering, and I asked the audience, what's one thing that I just did that was significant or of interest to you? And one of the learners, the class clown, threw out this comment, you just hopped on stage. And internally, I'm thinking, dude, that's not what I wanted you to focus on. However, I'm like, yep. You got it. You nailed it. The hop is what it's all about. And then I turned it into, all right, folks, let's have some fun. Everyone, let's do the hop, right? And I made a joke about his joke, and everybody laughed. We had a good time, right? However, in that moment, if I'd shut him down and I'd said, "Oh, silly joke, that's not, why are you making such a stupid joke?" Ultimately, I would have completely destroyed the fun, destroyed the atmosphere. But I just weaved it in and I used it and I utilized that situation for everybody's learning benefit there, right? So it's always a choice. If you can utilize the joke or the comment into your teaching, that's going to be pro level, right? So let's reflect, let's recap. It's all about the mindset. It's all about how do you react, how much do you react, how much do you not react, and ultimately setting the tone of the session that some fun will be tolerated, too much fun will not be tolerated to the degree that it's going to derail your session, so to speak. Awesome. On that note, folks, hope you get some value from the video. If you did, like, comment, share. Let's get the message out there. And this video was all about how do we handle the class clown or the heckler or the person that may be just derailing you from your thoughts, your ideas, and where you want to take your message there. On that note, thanks for watching, team, and we'll see you on the next one. Bye for now.